Ted Cruz still out there. We spoke to Naomi Klein yesterday about this dynamic where the Republicans, because they have basically run out of policies that are horrible in Texas because they've implemented all of them, and we're now seeing the implications of it. Ted Cruz is doing overtime yesterday because he's got two problems. He's got the general problem of all that deregulation in Texas left Texans completely exposed, like literally and metaphorically, to the elements. And on top of that, of course, Ted Cruz was not one of those Texans so exposed because he was in Cancun, at least for the beginning of it. And to the extent that he was exposed, he could cover himself up with suntan lotion. But here he is on the Ruthless podcast explaining how he is the victim because his wife's group text with their neighbors as they were advertising the fact that, like, oh, my husband, who is one of two senators for this state, is taking us on a rescue flight to Cancun.
Yeah, I will say Heidi's pretty pissed at that. She actually was over to a neighbor's house yesterday, sort of walking through. So she texted several of our neighbors. Now, look, our neighbors, we've got a number of Republicans who are neighbors, but we also have a number of Democrats. Right. And so, we had folks on our street who put up Beto signs, which I thought was a little rude. But I was, I didn't like hold a victory party in the front yards when we won. So, I was, look, obviously, it's a sign of how ridiculously politicized and nasty and just, here's a suggestion. Just don't be assholes.
Yeah,
just, treat each other as human beings, have some degree, some modicum of respect. Heidi and I have lots of friends who are Democrats and we'll.
Don't be an a-hole, he says. Like, for instance, if you're in a position if you are a public leader at a time of crisis in your state, don't skedaddle to Cancun. That, to me, is the definition of a total a-hole.
Oh, were his feelings hurt that his neighbors put Beto signs in their front yard? What a little snowflake, huh? Are his feelings hurt? Oh, go back to your safe space, Ted Cruz. I mean, by the way, dude, I know that a majority of the money that you get comes from corporations, wealthy donors, etc. That's how you make most of your money, but ostensibly you're paid by the taxpayer. Those taxpayers are freezing right now, and you're jetting off to Cancun. So my suggestion to you is don't be an a-hole.
Speaking of Snowflake, that's the name of the dog that they left behind in the house, apparently.
You're an animal. You have cats. My family has a dog, grown up with dogs. What kind of person leaves their pets behind with as they jet off to Cancun and it's sub-freezing temperatures?
An a-hole. It's an easy answer.